All right, so we have breaking news right now outside of the White House. Apparently, there's been like 30 shots fired outside of the White House. We don't really know what has happened other than the press has been rushed into the press briefing room. The There's audio here, but I'm going to keep it muted. It's just basically some sirens at the moment.
Here on Pennsylvania Avenue, streets between 16th, 18th, and 17th Street all blocked off. We have Secret Service surrounding a perimeter line here. We can't get past this point, but as we've been reporting, D.C. police are responding to gunshots that were heard outside the White House today. The White House has been placed on lockdown according to multiple reports. Those reports of gunshots started just around 6 p.m. So we also just are trying to get more information, but we just know that multiple gunshots were heard outside of the White House. People here standing by, they have been coming to us asking what happened. And so we're trying to get more information, but we do know that the Secret Service as well as the FBI, they are coordinating with DC police here as they continue to get more information out to the public of what happened. But if you're just joining in, we do know that police are responding to these gunshots. They responded to the gunshots near the White House. It has been placed on lockdown. We do know that also correspondents as well as the press pool, they were inside the White House and they were placed on lockdown. We're trying to, again, get more information and more confirmation. As soon as we do, we'll be sure to share it with you. But for now, Sydney, I'm going to send it back to you. I'll send it back after this commercial break.
Okay, so you see what's going on here. We've got the audio muted here for a second. I've got a couple of clips and some images here of what actually, well, I don't know if you've seen this or not, but this is pretty damn telling with this news reporter here. And I want you to watch the Secret Service in the background.
Memorial Day since 2022. President Trump promises the prices will go down, but his grip on Republican support on Capitol Hill is weakening.
There's shots fired. You have to get down. Shots. There are shots fired. You're going down. Yeah, we might do that. Go down. Okay. I'm here. There are shots fired.
Somebody said the press is getting exactly what they want. Um, that's a tough one. That is a tough thing to disagree with. I believe the press is part of the problem. You can see another clip here. The press is actually the ones that's really agitating people to doing this kind of stuff. I mean, you hear this gunfire here. Okay, so you can hear that pretty well. They estimate maybe about 30 shots fired. A man has been confirmed shot by the Secret Service. near the White House, a bystander was also shot. Okay. If you're in that way of, and here's another clip here. This is whenever I saw it and somebody tagged me in it on the, on X.
That President Trump has said a deal is close, only for the two sides to remain far apart.
These news reporters seem brave until they hear something that they're actually encouraging. Look at this.
Only for the two sides to remain far apart.
This is crazy. The news media, in my opinion, and you can agree with me or not, one for yes, two for no. I think just like the guy said earlier in the chat, the news media is complicit. 30 rounds fired at what? Well, I'm assuming since it was outside of the White House, they were probably firing at the White House or just, you know, someone in and around there. I'm not a rocket scientist in this, but that would make sense to me. Let me ask this question because I think this is very relevant right now. The president skipped going to his son's wedding. We just had a bounty, information about a bounty coming out on Ivanka Trump. Does anyone not believe that this has something to do with what was going to maybe a peace deal in Iran? I think that is very, very relevant right now. There are powers that be. There are people that do not want a peace deal signed. It is too profitable for us not to go to some long-term war. That's what I think. Let's see if we can get anything further over on here. This is, I believe, Fox. Nothing there. I want to see if we can go get anything further here. Let's go here and see what this is.
From the Associated Press and from Fox News talking about this situation. Let's go to our live feed. And let me just tell you what we're working with here. We've got 4 different vantage points of the area. This is one vantage point. Our understanding is that this is happening.
If you think this was staged for the press, I'm going to say get your head examined.
House is on Pennsylvania Avenue. So this is roughly the area of the intersection. This is a second angle of that same area. We've got this vantage point at the White House Correspondents' Row area. So this is known as Pebble Beach. It's an area where White House reporters will do their live reports from. You might recognize that area. And then we've got our usual live look outside the White House.
Okay, so you can see the snipers. I see at least 5 snipers on the roof of the White House. This is serious. The president...
White House was locked down after as many as 30 shots were fired in the vicinity. Law enforcement authorities are responding to the area. FBI Director Kash Patel says that authorities are responding to the area. Journalists that were working at the White House reported hearing a series of gunshots and then were told to seek shelter inside the press briefing room where Secret Service officers prevented them from leaving. This all happened to reporters that were reportedly on the north lawn of the White House. This is the north lawn, by the way. So if any reporters were working in this area when the shots rang out, they were rushed inside and they were rushed to a building and to a room that they very much are familiar with, the White House press briefing room. There were no immediate reports of any injuries, according to the Associated Press.
Okay, so it looks like we've got a copy here of the dispatch report. Too many coincidences. I think you're right. Animal Farm, welcome back. So here is the, from bottom to top, waterfall. Paramedic Engine 16 respond for possible shooting with EMS 6. And Medic 1 at 17th Street in Pennsylvania. respond for possible shooting at 17th Street in Pennsylvania. All units on the shooting. Battalion chief and EMS respond along with 6 and 7, shooting at 17th Street. And you can see where this is. If you're walking out of the White House towards Lafayette Square, just off to your left, that's only about 300, maybe 400 yards at the maximum. It's very close, very close. This is ludicrous that we've got more chaos like this happening at the White House on a day that we should be trying to get some level of chaos resolved in the Middle East. FBI says on the scene, supporting Secret Service, responding to shots fired, update the public as we are able. How many of you, 1 for yes, 2 for no, think that the suspect is a Democrat? 1 for yes, 2 for no. Or maybe you think it's a libertarian. Can we get an alibi? Can we get an idea of where Hillary Clinton is right now, is what I want to know. Where is that at? This is absolutely insane. Let's see what this genius has to say. I'm sure we're going to get some. Oh, their audio, their video clip got cut. Their feed was cut. Fox News. Let's go here. Let's see if we can get this over here. The Fox News feed resolved. We'll use that term.
In the area had heard multiple shots fired near the Eisenhower Executive Office building. You see authorities there working with members of the media and the public. And this intersection is closed down. I believe this is the intersection of 17th and Pennsylvania Ave. Secret Service agents were seen on the grounds with their weapons drawn shortly after we heard the news. You know what? Let's go out to Fox 5 DC. Looks like they actually have a reporter live on this right now, and she's in the area. Let's go out to their reporting. They're doing some live reporting on the ground in progress. This is happening right now. Let's watch.
And we do know that multiple shots were fired outside the White House around 6 p.m. We know that several journalists at the White House on Saturday have reported that the press pool has been put on lockdown inside the building. The White House, again, also has been placed on lockdown, according to these reports. Now, Fox News reporting an individual fired shots, gunshots at least 3 times outside the White House. That shooter, as I mentioned, fired 3 times towards the White House. The person was then shot by Secret Service. Fox News also reporting a civilian was hit by gunfire. The suspect, as we know, never got inside the perimeter. We do know that the president was in the White House at that time. We're also looking on social media. FBI Kash Patel also reporting that shots were fired here. No immediate injuries at the moment. We're not getting we're getting very limited information at this time, and this is really as far as we can go. They've sort of set up a perimeter line here. We're also seeing other members of the media here, but really here on Pennsylvania Avenue, as well as just between 17th, 18th, and 16th Street, those areas are blocked off with a very large law enforcement presence as they continue to investigate this. And this obviously comes just weeks after the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where there was another incident just outside the Hilton Hotel, where a gunman also tried to get as close into the dinner and shoot towards allegedly the president. And so right now, obviously, now we're getting these reports of gunshots outside the White House. A lot of people around here walking around trying to also understand what happened, get more information. And believe me, we are on the same page as many of you, still trying to confirm exactly what happened. But I just want to reiterate, so we're here on Pennsylvania Avenue and 18th Street. The streets here are blocked off. Secret Service is trying to area is blocked off. We're seeing an immense presence of law enforcement, not only from DC police, but also Secret Service. We're also noticing FBI is coordinating with MPD, Secret Service. But as we know, just from a little bit, this all started around 6 p.m. Gunshots were reported near the White House.
I don't know if this is enough to declare a national emergency. I don't know that. I don't know what it would take. But the president apparently was about to announce, or is due to come out and speak to the public, speak to America, I think, about a possible finalized deal with Iran. JD Vance was rushed back to the White House earlier today. I mean, he was flying through town, police escort back to the White House. They're close to a deal, according to multiple reports. And then this kicks off. This is right out of the playbook of, we don't want anything good to happen.
Hit by gunfire. And again, we are still trying to check on social media to see any updates from the FBI, who is obviously helping in this case to investigate what happened. But just again, this is Memorial Day weekend. Many people are out and about. Even with the rain, they're trying to explore DC. This is an area where we see a lot of tourists, so we really don't know the amount of people who were near where those gunshots were fired, but we do know that there were multiple gunshots fired just outside of the White House. As soon as we get more information, if we're able to talk to any law enforcement, any official out here, we'll be sure to share with you the latest information. But as of right now, this is really what the scene looks like on Pennsylvania Avenue. Sydney, I'm going to send it back to you.
Okay, I put a poll in the chat. I saw some people say that if there was a deal signed by Trump with Iran, that this is a huge loss, that this is a big surrender. I think any time that you don't have to send American troops into a conflict, boots on the ground, that's a huge win. If we can get Iran to give up nuclear weapons, if we can get Iran to give up uranium, if we can get them to open back up the Straits of Hormuz without American men and women going and putting boots on grounds in that S-hole of a country, that's a win, baby. That's a win. If you think that's a loss, you should really rethink maybe sending your sons and daughters to go fight for this. Okay, that's what I think. And a win is whenever America succeeds without bloodshed from young men and women. That's when America wins.
Of law enforcement, that's what you're sort of getting, right? Questions of what happened. Is the situation under control? And I can tell you, just from law enforcement being here, this is a good sign that we have Secret Service here on standby. We have DC police as well, and FBI. So that I can tell you, although we're getting very limited information of what exactly unfolded as far as those gunshots and that shooter who fired multiple gunshots.
I agree.
Just getting really reaction from people in this area. It's more of what happened, what's going on. Just to get you just a little bit more on what we're seeing out here. Again, law enforcement in this area, Pennsylvania Avenue, as well as 18th Street and 17th Street, they seem to be blocked off. That's probably going to be the case for the next couple of hours. But as I was mentioning, Sydney, I mean, you know,
I do like that comment. Not possible. Guns are illegal in DC. Yeah, it's one of the most dangerous cities in America. Guns are not allowed there. I got to give you that one.
Amen.
That's a great comment.
Hallelujah. And boom shakalaka.
What a great comment.
Who were the people there at that time when gunshots were heard in the area? But I can tell you, if there were people nearby, there was definitely a concern and an alarm and just a scary scene. And just to hear that for anybody, it is very scary. So we still have no indication yet of who was there other than from what Fox News has reported. And if you're just tuning in, this is Pennsylvania Avenue and 18th Street. This is what it looks like with law enforcement We have Secret Service, DC Police. We also know that Fox News reporting an individual fired shots at least 3 times outside the White House. We know that the president was inside. And we also know that that person was then shot by Secret Service, but still trying to get more details on this case. Sydney?
I don't know what happens next with this. I don't know how this plays out. You're absolutely right, Dizzy. This is the left's version of America. Is the National Guard still there? I don't know. If that were the case, where the National Guard was still there, I think you have to, at some point, and this is a phrase that maybe we've used a lot since the president has come back into office. There very well could be a real reckoning for martial law to get this kind of stuff under control. This is our nation's capital, and we're seeing this happen in our capital. This is disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. And it looks like some National Guard troops there, actually, now that you bring that up. That looks like National Guard troops here. This black soldier here, right here, where the text is, looks like maybe some National Guard over here by that police cruiser. National Guard looks like they're still there. You're absolutely right, Kelly. I think the shooter is deceased. Good. The only thing I wish is that we would know how much the Soros Foundation actually paid the guy, because that seems to be where a lot of the sponsorship from this stuff goes. Here's more footage of the initial shots fired, and you can see the people running. Let me turn some of this audio down. I want to see here. Let's go here.
I've not given all clear to leave. We still see Secret Service out on the lawn, the north lawn here of the White House. They're still out there. We are inside. Again, we heard about 25 or 30 rapid, what sounded like gunshots right after the 6 o'clock Eastern time hour, right after we did our live shot with you from News Nation and Secret Service. They just hurried everybody into the press briefing room, getting us in here as quickly as possible, yelling, shots fired, get down, get into the press briefing room. They're looking live here at the north lawn of the White House. And just a perspective, we were standing during our live shots, and you can see those lights over there. You see the green awning, green tents.
Yes.
There we go. That's where we do our live shots. That's on the north side of the White House. If you're on the road, per se, facing the White House, is to the right side. Maybe we're 75, 80 yards.
And Chris, that's a powerful visual just right there. Look at all those lights from reporter live shots still on. It really speaks to.
They just ran. They literally ran from those booths. Here's an interview with a lady that was outside of there. I want to see what she said. They're talking to some people on the street. This is where we're going to probably get the real answer, because the news media, the reporters, when they ran, they're reporters until it's time to be reporters.
Yeah.
You don't go out by car very often now.
Yeah.
Most of by helicopter.
Yeah.
You know,
Do you guys mind if we ask you a couple questions, just in terms of, mainly just, I know you guys were trying to see the White House, and then you kind of bump into this type of scene.
In the the memory, what do you call it? The memorial, big building there, Washington Memorial, and we saw tons of cars, of police cars, just running, and also a couple of
What is this going to do next? I believe in 2 weeks, supposed to be an Ultimate Fighting Championship there. We've got the 250th celebration. I don't know what this does to our national security. I don't know.
Ambulance just everywhere, going from there And then we started walking back to our hotel, and we saw like they closed all the streets from like 3 streets away, and they didn't tell us what happened. They just said, please keep walking, please keep walking. And we came here and we saw everyone, so we understand something happened, but there was like a lot of policemen.
Yeah, I know. And Mom, you're seeing obviously all the policemen. You guys were hoping to visit the White House. You guys are here on vacation for Memorial Day weekend. What's going through your mind?
It was scary. I didn't understand what happened, and then I understand that it was shooting, and they closed the White House. It's very scary.
I know.
I hope
I'm
everything
so sorry
is okay.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting story to tell, so.
Do you think that the president knew something was going to happen, that this was coming? Because he decided not to go to the wedding. He decided not to go to the wedding. Do you think there was intelligence that led to this? I put a poll up in the chat. Actually, the previous poll, 80% of you think it's a huge win if we get a ceasefire deal. The poll right now is, should Trump avoid going in public because of the crazies that are out?
About when I'm gonna tell it to my friends.
I mean, this is nuts what we're seeing right now. I wish that these people were a little more serious.
That's it. I think it's what all of us want. And we want all of the people to be safe, and everyone just to try the UN
Back, you know, weather might be a little bit better too.
It's really pretty city.
Yeah.
It's so different from New York.
Yeah.
Her sister.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, she would just go there with her father.
Oh, she's over there.
You're gonna be very
More than you. Aw. Yeah. Well, it's so good to meet you guys. Enjoy.
Okay, so that was groundbreaking reporting from them. I wish there would have been a little bit more relevancy to what was happening. Now, I did see a couple of comments, and if you post something stupid, I'm happy to show it. Steven said Trump surrendered to Iran. Steven, get mommy, Hot Pocket ×2, change the adult diaper. I think you're crazy, Steven. Stephen Hudson, 3482. I don't think the president has surrendered to anyone. And if you believe that, and you can provide any substantial evidence that the president has surrendered to anyone, I would love to hear it. And I bet the rest of the chat would love to hear how Stephen believes that the president surrendered.
Correspondent Chad Program. He had been following this breaking news story and has all the details on what happened. We're so grateful, Chad, we have you by phone. Can you break this down for us?
Well, Tommy, this is what always happens when we have something like this. I always start to check in on the security situation at the White House, but this is what happened around 6 o'clock this evening. I'm told that a gunman came up near the White House on the west side, what is described to me as Gate 17. This is kind of near 14th Street on the west side of the White House, and came up and brandished some sort of a pistol. We don't know what type of pistol it was, but he then fired toward the White House 3 times. And the United States Secret Service, they returned fire. We don't know how many shots that they got off. And they apparently took the gunman down. Now, sometime in this gunfire exchange, a civilian on the street was struck by this gunfire, and we do not know the condition of that person right now. But the important thing to know is that the gunman who came up with the pistol and was taken down by the Secret Service, and we don't know his condition right now, but he never got inside the perimeter of the White House. And this is according to a senior administration official with direct knowledge of what went down at the White House this afternoon. This was right around 6 o'clock Eastern time.
So, Chad, so if I'm hearing what you said correctly, this was somebody who was just firing in the direction.
They were just firing in the direction of the White House. That's exactly what happened. And I have to agree with that. I saw a couple of comments there about the Secret Service. I would hope that the Secret Service in and around the actual White House is the A-team, that those are the real go-getters. That's what I would hope. I've been to the White House a couple of times, and that's what I saw. That's kind of their A-team that they keep there. Let's see. Secret Service rushed journalists to safety. FBI is on the scene. We all have our doubts about that. I think it's getting better. But right now, this is, I mean, we had the correspondence dinner where the president was, there was an attempt on the president at the correspondence dinner. Now we have this. This is actually outside of the White House. At what point do they stop? Or do they ever stop? Do they ever stop coming for Donald Trump while he is actually in the presidency? I mean, I don't think that the left will give up until this guy is gone, impeached, or just throws his hands up and says, I've had enough. That's kind of where I'm at right now. And it's pitiful that as much as this guy wants to accomplish, the left can't get out of their own way. Let's go here and see what we got here.
That family there. Back out to the live images as authorities continue to investigate the situation outside the White House.
It tells me that this has been resolved. When you see some of these officers kind of coking and smoking like this, it tells me that the threat has been eliminated. That's what it says to me. Didn't sound like a pistol. I don't know. I'm not an expert, and I wear hearing aids. So I hear gunfire. I can't differentiate between a long, well, not over this. I don't believe I can. Let's see what he's saying.
And it caused the White House to go on lockdown. The White House press pool that was there on the North Lawn, they were quickly escorted inside and they sheltered in place inside the White House briefing room. Shortly after we heard that that was happening, we started getting these images from the scene, roughly in the area of 17th and Pennsylvania Avenue. Police obviously building a perimeter around the White House as law enforcement continue to respond to the situation. There were no immediate reports of injuries or information about the circumstances, according to the Associated Press. That does not mean that we will not eventually hear a revised version of that. That just simply means we don't have any confirmed information at this point. The Secret Service said on social media that they are aware of reports of shots fired near 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest, 1 block from the White House, and that they were working to corroborate the information with personnel on the ground. In a social media post, FBI Director Kash Patel said that officers were responding to shots fired and said that he would update the public as they're able to.
I want to see here if we've got anything from the president on True Social. Typically, that is where we get some real updates, real bits. Trump has gone where no president's gone before, and it's historic. You're absolutely right. North Korea, he's made 2 trips to China. The previous president decided not to do that. The president has not posted anything on True Social other than 2 hours ago. He said he's in the Oval Office where they had a good call with multiple leaders from the Middle East. That could be the whole reasoning behind this. There are people that do not want this president to succeed enough that they would rather have something bad happen. Real Bits, thank you very much for the super chat. I really appreciate that, brother. And God bless you. Boom, thank you very much. And Stephen, Trump hasn't surrendered to Iran. No, I just can't get that image out of my head of this president surrendering to anyone, no matter how much some of the leftoids would like to see that happen. And I believe no matter what this president accomplishes, that there will be people that are going to they're going to have their own narrative on anything that happens. They're going to spin it that the president either staged this or something along those lines. That's what I believe.
Chief congressional correspondent Chad Pergram, he had, and I'll just ask our producing team, Nina and Julie here, if we can get the Chad Pergram social media post, because he did give us a little bit more insight into a shooter. Pergram says the Secret Service took down a shooter. And I'm now reading from the Secret Service, from the Associated Press, that Secret Service officers shot a suspect that they said had fired at officers near the Washington Monument, also near the White House. So that's new information to me. I'm just reading this now on the Newswire. So I'll reiterate that. A new piece of information that I'm getting in from the Associated Press here as we continue to look at these live vantage points, people moving through the streets of this active police situation. The AP reports that Secret Service officers shot a suspect that they said had fired at officers near the Washington Monument. So it's possible that some of the videos that are circulating on social media where you can hear the gunshots themselves, I'll be curious to listen to authorities later today. Maybe they can clarify, out of the shots that were heard, how many of them were from a suspect and how many of those were from officers. We simply don't have that information at this time. We have this live look at Pebble Beach. This is where the White House correspondents' crews gather to do their live hits.
Okay, now I don't know where we go next. I don't know what the it says, Ben, where is the dog patrol around the White House? I don't know. I'm not privy to that information, but it's a great question, and I'm sure that they're actively engaged. These people are professionals. This is not something that, you know, you need to Monday morning quarterback. If the Washington Monument is quite a ways from the White House, if that is where that happened, then, you know, the Secret Service right outside of the White House, that's going to be a little bit out of their control there. But let's see what else I can find. I'm combing through this as much as possible to see if there's any updates. That's the reporter there that she was. Let's go here. Let's see what this is. Let's see here.
That the suspect is down. The White House is on lockdown. Earlier, we played the video of those shots being fired. An ABC News correspondent was in the middle of her shooting her stand-up. Let's take a listen real here. Now we're hearing that the person didn't actually breach the gate, breach the perimeter, but clearly.
Is there anyone that believes this is scripted? XRP, do you believe this is scripted? You really believe that a attempt on the president or shots outside of the White House are scripted? Are you one of the people that thinks that that President Trump faked being shot in Butler, Pennsylvania?
He got close enough.
Yeah, it certainly seems like it. I'll tell you, I've been both an agent as well as a team leader with the counter assault team with the president when we've had reports of shots fired. So I can tell you two statements definitively. One, there is no shortage of armed Secret Service presence to respond to an attacker outside of those gates. And two, there are a number of places within the White House as well as under the White House that the president can be taken to where he can be taken to safely, so we don't have to worry about any injury coming to him. But I want to pick up on something that John Schell said before we went to break. The perimeter outside of the White House needs to be extended and hardened a few blocks out. There is absolutely no reason why the Secret Service needs to continue to allow people to walk up to that fence line unchecked, because this is exactly what happens. And in today's environment, there's no reason that perimeter should sit where it sits. It needs to be hardened back a few blocks.
Information. I'm going to agree with this guy. I'm going to agree with him 1,000%. And I think multiple people in the chat have said the same thing. We need a 25, maybe a 50-foot wall around the White House. We need to harden this. We don't need fences where there can be something can be shot through there. But that's exactly the way that the White House is. If you've ever been to the White House, if you've seen outside its gates, it is very open. They put fences up outside of stuff like this. Are you saying there's no script? I don't know. I don't believe that the president of the United States risked his own life for some kind of political, staged event. You will be hard pressed to convince me of something like that. And why don't you just talk to the firefighter's family? There was a firefighter that was shot there. Talk to that guy. Prayer's important. Absolutely. There was a good comment there by Pat Matt. I foresee more pronouns being changed to was and were. Yeah. Whoever was responsible for this is going to have some pronouns. There will be some she, theys, zims, and zins involved in this. That's just the way that this works. We got multiple people watching on X, Rumble, Twitch, Kick. Apparently it was a male suspect, had a pistol, fired at least 3 shots on the outer perimeter of the White House towards the White House. I want to hear what I've just got to subject you to this because it'll probably make Steven feel a little more comfortable. It'll probably make you vomit, but it'll make Steven feel a little better. Here we go, Steven.
We do have breaking news. CNN reporters heard what appeared to be dozens of gunshots near the White House a short time ago. Julia Benbrook is now inside in the press briefing room. Julia, bring us up to speed what you heard and what you know.
Yeah, I'm here with other White House reporters, photographers. We are now in the briefing room. This is where Secret Service rushed us to after we heard what appeared to be dozens of gunshots. And I want to paint the picture for you a little bit. We're here in the briefing room, and then you can kind of see out the window. Secret Service is currently working the north lawn there to make sure everything is okay. But that's where we do live shots, is those green tents out there. And I was just speaking to you from out there just before this happened. And then reporters were rushed into the briefing room after, again, what appeared to be dozens of gunshots. Now, we have reached out to Secret Service and the White House for more information. This is all still unfolding. It is really unclear right now if anyone was injured. These gunshots, though, to be clear, appeared outside of the grounds closer to the EOB building, which is on the west side of the White House. So while we could hear them, we're not exactly sure where these took place. Again, if anyone was injured, we are waiting on more information. But just the visual of all these reporters running in here, this happening just about a month after the White House Correspondents' Dinner, where a lot of this same group was on the ground in a situation where there was a shooter there as well. A scary moment. And we are looking for more information, trying to understand.
The news media, in my opinion, is so complicit, and they will not take any ownership for this. They will not ever come out and disavow. I want a Democrat to come out and disavow this violence. That's what I want. I put a poll in the chat. Should we flush Steven? 90% say yes. Steven, I don't know. I always like to give people a chance. I like to give everybody a second chance about this. I don't know if some of the people like just Trump deranged lunatics deserve a chance. But I am a forgiving person. I try to be a forgiving person. Let's go here.
The White House fired at officers, and then the suspect was taken down and taken to the hospital. The scene is now contained. No law enforcement personnel were injured. So Reuters just sending that out moments ago from Phil Stewart. So Jamie, I know we're working with preliminary information at this point, but what's the first thing that law enforcement agencies have to do when they hear of shots fired near the White House?
This guy's a clown. They need to secure the scene. That's the first thing they need to do. I'm going to take some calls because I want to get some opinions on this, on what's going on. The lines are open, 615-475-7864. Give me your opinion. If you've got some other news or you have an idea of what is causing this, I don't know how we get away from this. I don't know how we as a country get away from this one-way violence, because I don't remember this kind of stuff happening when Obama was in the White House. I don't remember any of this kind of stuff happening when Biden was in the White House. Propa Collector, thank you very much. Appreciate you call. Let's grab this call right here. And line one, go right ahead, line one. What do you got?
Yeah, Ben. Your program's really good, but you keep flashing all that stuff up on the right-hand side, which takes up 25% of the TV. I mean, that's your personal stuff. I mean, we want you to have it and everything, but should it be forced for us to read it too? Because those are your subscribers and everything, but we really like your program, but yet It just keeps showing up and flashing and flashing and drawing our attention and takes us away from the program.
So you don't like the text on the screen of people chatting?
Not at all. Some other people are doing it too, and it's not really good. I mean, you know.
Okay, well,
that's
thank you
not.
very much. Line 2, go right ahead.
Hey, Ben, Stan from Ventura. What's
Yeah,
happening?
go right
How
ahead.
you doing today?
Go right ahead, Stan.
So basically, I guess my main point today is this is because of the mainstream media. It's like so common to think Trump is a Nazi and a warmonger, and they keep giving him all these labels. So all these psychos are coming out of the woodwork. I don't even think these people are getting paid. It's just they're brainwashed.
Do you think that the news media is responsible for inciting this violence? Do you think that?
100%. I think
do
we need
too.
to hold them accountable and have actual trials. And then one more thing, you know, I don't really see enough of this, and really actually none of it. But you know, the people that left the border open and we got all these problems, isn't the definition of treason to intentionally cause harm upon the American people?
I think treason involves trying to overthrow the government. And you could probably connect some dots there. You might not be wrong. You really might not be wrong. Thank you very much, brother. Let's go here. Line 3. What do you got? Turn the audio down in the background. I'll just hang up on you. It says it right there. Just turn the audio down in the background. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. If you like the text on the screen, go for it. I like seeing the chat on the screen. I know if I was watching at home, it lets me see what other people are saying so I can have a comment for them. Line 3, go right ahead.
Hey, Shelly Babes here, Ben. You should probably tell the boomer that he has an option on his TV to turn off the chat.
You do. You sure do. I agree. I like seeing it. Whenever I'm watching other channels, I like to see what the chat is thinking, what kind of ideas that they have coming across. And if you don't like my version, I'm sure there's another version that someone else can go and
I
watch.
like it.
No, I'm just
I
telling
like
anyone
watching.
that doesn't like it, they have a remote control. I'm sure they can change the channel. But you take care. I appreciate you. If you don't like it, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Line 4, go right ahead.
Hey, Ben, it's Jim from Buffalo.
Yes, sir.
Just wondering, does the president carry his own personal gun in case all things fail? And is his wife with him under security right now?
I don't know. And you know what is really nice is that we don't know that. We don't know where Melania is. We don't know where some of these family members are at. I don't think we deserve to know that. And I don't believe that the president carries a firearm. I do know that the president wears a body armor. He wears Kevlar. I do know that 100,000%. But I'm glad that we don't know more information about the president and his family's whereabouts. We just saw that the IRGC came out with a bounty on Ivanka Trump's head, his daughter. That's a sad situation. Thank you for calling. I really appreciate it. Great points there. Want to see if there's any more live stuff coming in. It looks like they've just got more live coverage of the people standing around on the street here. I'll show you this. It looks like they've just got more coverage where they're just standing around. We'll get back to that as soon as something changes. Line 2. What do you got, line 2? Hey, James, how are you? You know, I'm not sure about that. I don't I don't think he needs to. I don't think he needs to. Yeah. The president doesn't need that. There's too many people that would do as much as they possibly could for that. Yeah, I don't think
But I
that the
pray for
president
I pray, but I pray for him and his family every day with all these psychotic nut jobs we got running around America. Half of
James,
them
there's a
are-
lot of psychopaths that are running around the country right now. And I
Makes me sick.
believe I don't know what they think. I know what they think they're going to accomplish, but at what point do they stop? At what point do they quit? At what point does the news media quit inciting this violence? Because I think that's what it is, you know?
Oh yeah, they fanned the flames like when I was in the Marine Corps in Fallujah. Iranians killed more of my friends than anybody, and you got these psychopaths over here pulling for Iran.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand it.
It's a weird dynamic when we have people actively. Thank you for calling, James. Line 4. Go right ahead. Line 4.
Hi.
Go right ahead.
Hi. I was wondering, is this a point in time where, because I've never seen it, I'm 69 years old, and I have never seen anything like this with any other president. Should we put like lockdown on the whole country to find out? Do we have the technology to find out who's talking to who?
You know, I'm sure there is some technology that is available. And if you don't think that your phone listens to you, go to the grocery store after you talked about dog food and then open up your Facebook and see all the advertisements for dog food. Thank you for calling. Line 5, go right ahead. Line 5, go right ahead. The heavy breathing does not turn me on.
Yeah. This is Scott. Are you there?
Call back when you're ready to talk. There we go. Line 6.
Hi, Ben.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'll tell you the truth. I've been looking, and you know how Iran acts? Well, this kind of reminds me of what the left acts like, too.
I believe they're one and the same.
Yeah, they're just crazy.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, something needs to happen. I wouldn't be opposed, like most, to see trials and imprisonment and even further.
Well, thank you for
because
calling.
It's just crazy.
Great
Have a great
point.
day.
Let's go line 7. Go right ahead.
Yeah, Ben, this is Richard from Marietta, Georgia.
Did you call in a minute ago, Richard?
Yeah, these guys are paid for.
There we go. Line 8. Go ahead, line 8.
Hey, Ben, it's Sammy. I think one way to stop all the craziness and the attempts on Trump's life is to arrest some of these major Democrats that's calling for a blood in the street.
You might be right there. Let's go line 10. Go right ahead.
This is Dawn, the dork from New York City, and yes, I live in Manhattan.
You live in Manhattan.
I live
evening,
right
Dawn.
in the armpit of Times Square, Ben. But I got to tell you, even the mafia never ever touched the family members, the wife and children of who they were after. These are scumbag terrorists. How dare they put a bounty on the child of the president? This is some evil, evil stuff. And I just want to give a shout out to all those who lost their lives serving this country on this weekend. May they always be remembered.
You're absolutely right. It's
their
Memorial Day.
courage.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Yep. We've
Yes,
got some
sir.
big anniversaries coming up. We have June 30th is the 30th anniversary of Khobar Towers. I believe it's June 30th. We've got the 25-year anniversary of 9/11. We have the World Cup coming
Absolutely.
here to the United States. We have the Olympics
we're in
coming
it.
here to the United States. We have
We're in it.
this is a perfect storm for some I want to use the word effery, but some fun and games. Let's say that. You know what I'm talking about.
It's nerve-wracking here because, you know, of what's going on here. And then we also have the 250th anniversary, which
Correct.
there's a huge rally July 3rd because Madame kicked us out. You got to pay for tickets on July 4th to
Oh, that's
enjoy.
fantastic. What a great
So
mayor.
we're protesting on the 3rd of July. I'll report how that goes. Hopefully no bombs will be deployed this time.
Take care,
But
Don.
I'm going to
God
go out
bless
and do
you.
what I can. God
Appreciate
bless
you.
you. Bye-bye.
God bless you. Keep going. York in New York. Lines are open 615-475-7864. Get your comments in. If you call in, you got audio in the background. I'll probably hang up on you, considering it says turn down the audio. There you go. Thank you, caller. Absolutely. But what we're seeing right now is just more organized chaos. Line 2, we're back at the top of the scoreboard. What do you got, 2?
Hey, Ben, Shane from South Carolina. I called before. I was in Cobar Towers.
Yes, sir. That's right. Yeah, your 30th anniversary
Yeah.
coming up.
June 25th. Yep, June 25th. But I think it's more than just the media. I mean, our elected officials on the Democrat side have been talking about Hitler and everything else. I mean, I really feel like they're the ones who, even more so than the media, have the crazies kind of riled up.
You know, and it's really odd that no Democrat will come out and disavow all of this violence. You actually have people like Hakeem Jeffries. Thank you for calling, Brother Shane. It's nice talking with you. You have none of these Democrats coming out and disavowing this. They're actually inciting it. You know, they go high, we go low, kick them with her down. Will a Democrat come out and disavow this violence? I don't believe they will. And I think secretly, some of the Rhino Republicans love it. Sunlime says that they will encourage it. Sunlime, you're probably right. I think you're absolutely right. Let's go line 1. What do you got? Line 1.
Hello, Ben.
Yes, sir.
Hey, yeah. I swear it's the dope. The dope that these doctors are giving out to these people that cannot fight anxiety, cannot handle the transition, cannot handle life. It's the dope.
Really?
Thank you, sir. Have
Okay.
a good
So
night.
you think it's like the SSRIs, all of the antidepressants, all of that kind of stuff?
I'm pretty sure it's always on the left, isn't it? It's always these libtards that cannot handle life.
They need a crying closet. There we go. Eric Tate. What do you got, Eric?
Oh, Ben Dykes, friend.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
I was just this was good to see you, my friend. Yeah, this is just crazy. I think you remember he was talking about the illegals and stuff.
Mhm.
I think a lot of that and all of the stuff that we talked about previous past has a lot to tie up what's going on as far as the violence and stuff. And the left side keeps promoting violence. That Hakeem Jeffrey with that statement with him, with him putting something out there on social media, so it's like, come on, we're trying to get the country back on the right track, which we are. Thank God we have President Donald Trump in charge and stuff, but he needs to be protected, and all of us just have to be aware, every last one of us, patriots,
Eric, let me ask you this. I don't
Mhm.
remember these kind of incidences happening when Obama or Biden was the president. I don't remember the people, conservatives, doing this.
No, not me either. Not me either. It's all this hate, Ben, friend. It's all this hate with people. They hate us supporters. They hate Trump, and it's a sickness. It's really a sickness, and they're not stopping.
Eric,
they're just ramping it up.
Eric, I think you're right, brother. I really do. You're a Black American. You're a conservative. You're a Make America Great Again guy. You've probably had more racial slurs thrown at you than most because of your political beliefs. And it's a disgusting situation that we're at that level. Eric, I appreciate you being a moderator, and thank you for calling, brother. God bless you. Eric is up in Philadelphia is where Eric lives at. Democrat Socialist Party pushes this violence. I think you're right. Let's go here. Line 5. Line 5. Go right ahead.
Hey, Ben. I'm sorry. Hey,
Line 5. We got a weird disconnection there. I can't understand that. Can't understand the weird disconnection there. Welcome to call in 615-475-7864. Feel free to call in. Love to talk to you. Love to get your opinion on what you think is going on here. Let's go. James in not West Virginia. James, you're in Virginia. You're probably not far from me.
This is James from the communist state of Virginia, Ben. I've been real busy. Thought I'd call in just to make a comment or two.
Yeah.
When I hear the word Democrat, Democrats they're gone. It's no longer Democrat. The real name, Communist Democrat. our governor of Virginia, we refer to her as communist governor, not a Democrat. She's a communist Democrat.
You're
They're
right.
communists.
It is crazy that Virginia took a sudden U-turn after Glenn Youngkin was voted out. I mean, just a drastic U-turn as soon as he was voted out. And it's a damn sad situation because y'all could use somebody that's got a little more common sense. James, thank you for calling, brother. I appreciate you. There we go. James in Virginia. I want to show you something here. I just ran through Grok. I want to see, somebody was talking about the mental health of people. And it says there's no comprehensive official national data for antidepressant usage. However, here's what peer-reviewed studies showed. Peer-reviewed studies actually showed 25% of Democrats screened positive for depression. 1 in every 4. 23% of independents, only 20% of Republicans. It says here, unmet mental health care needs 74% of Republicans versus Democrats. So almost 60% of Democrats do not seek care for depression, anxiety, things like that, Trump derangement syndrome. And the ones that do, 25% of them are on some SSRI. That is a crazy statistic. That should scare the hell out of you. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. That should scare the hell out of you. It really should. Let's go line 2. What do you got? Line 2.
Hey Ben. Let me turn it down. Yeah, I was pretty depressed when Biden was in office, but I didn't let it affect me.
God bless you. God bless you. What a great comment. I was depressed when Biden was there too. Line 3, go right ahead.
Hey, dude. I remember when you were a biker, Ben. I think it was back then. But anyway, we really like your program. What I can't stand, okay, why don't we bring the death penalty back? We should have it, man, because all these nut jobs, they'd be more afraid if they knew they were going to get the death penalty.
Now, that's a state issue. That's by state because we have it here in Arkansas. Right. We got it in Alabama where I grew up. That's a state issue. Where do you live at? Do they not have capital punishment where you live?
South Carolina.
I think you've got capital punishment there, don't you?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that you do.
States, they should have it, but these liberals, they make me sick.
Well, these liberal states, they set up sanctuary cities and actually encourage it. God bless you. Line 2, what do you got?
Hey, this is Steve down here in Alvarado, Texas. How you doing?
Great, Steve. What would you like to say?
I got an opinion on Iran. I think we should go ahead and let them have the nuclear weapon that they wanted, but that would be involving us detonating it in an unoccupied area, not even to blow up infrastructure, just to get the whole world's attention.
Oh, I see what you mean. To actually show the world what they refuse to believe.
I think that it would be a wake-up call. I think that it would be enough to get Iran to finally say, okay, enough with the kids' games. We give up. You guys win. We don't want you to do a second one kind of a deal.
You could be right. Thank you for calling, brother. I really appreciate it. Let's go here. Line 7. Go.
Hi, Dan. This is Darlene. And
yes, ma'am.
I'm calling. I believe the media is responsible for an awful lot of this. Not only that, but I do believe that President Trump cares about his family enough that when he got that intel about them wanting to hurt his daughter, that he didn't want to go to the wedding.
I agree with that.
Of something.
I could definitely see that. Thank you for calling, Darlene. I appreciate your time. Great call from Darlene. She sounded like a sweetheart. Cough tree Only when it's black druggie versus cop, dim or two-faced. They are celebrating this Mangione guy. They've kind of celebrated him taking out that CEO. Let's go line 4. What do you got?
Hey, now, what's happening?
Yep, go right ahead. You got a lot of noise going on in the background. What do you got? Call back. Step outside and call back. It plays with the audio on here. I know it plays with the audio on there. For those that don't know, a lot of the money I get from super chats and memberships, I use to send some of these military Bibles across the country to some veterans and other members in the on the channel. We do that. We also buy guitars and send those to disabled veterans. So that's kind of a couple of the causes that we do, as well as helping veterans that have service dogs. I want to check in here and see exactly what's going on with everything on the news. The lines are open. You guys are welcome to call in at any time. But I do want to check and see what other information that we're getting regarding this incident. Let's see. There's a lot of kind of, what is this? Multiple. We've got another incident right now unfolding. Is there anyone on the channel that lives near King's Colony, Roman Forest, Texas? Roman Forest, Texas. Tell me if any of you know where this is. This is coming across the line right now. And thank you, Coftry. Active shooter situation in King's Colony near Roman. Let's see here. Multiple individuals been shot. Where is this? New Caney, Texas. New Caney, Texas. Is there anyone in the chat that is from that area or may have friends or family in that area? Because that is I need to find out some more information about this active shooter in Texas. Let's go here. Active shooter, Texas. See if we can find that. The lines are open. You're welcome to call in while we're trying to find this active shooter situation with multiple victims. Kings Colony neighborhood, Montgomery County, Texas. Multiple. Active shooter near the 19,000 block of Nottingham in Kings Colony. What in the hell? This is apparently Houston is where this is at. Active shooting reported in Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. Multiple people shot. Law enforcement agencies responding to the Kings Colony neighborhood. So this is an active shooter in Texas as we speak. I'm going to see if I can find something here on anything on this active shooter, Texas. Let's go right here. Grab this call. Line 2, go right ahead. Go ahead, line 2. Line 2, go right ahead.
Hey, you know, when the Democrat Party, the reason they lost control is they give everything away. We didn't have to pay taxes earlier. I mean, before World War II, there was no income tax. But the Democrat Party got in control and have been in control ever since.
Okay.
What in the world? But I mean, you know, why is it always about race with them?
You know, I think when you don't have policy, when you were running a campaign and you don't have actual policy, you run on outrage, you run on racism, you run on giving free stuff away, you run on welfare, food stamps, you run on telling everyone they're a victim. Thank you for calling. Great point. Line 5, go right ahead. Line 5. Yes, sir. Just north of Houston? Okay. Uh-huh. Wow. Well, Real Bits, I really appreciate you I appreciate you calling, man. Thank you very much and appreciate your service. Appreciate the super chat. For everybody in the chat, Real Bits is a police officer, a retired police officer, or are you still active duty, I think? In the schools. Well, good. That's where we need some good police officers in the schools. Real Bits, thank you for that heads up. I'm looking for some live feeds about this in Texas. If you see any, let me know. Thank you for calling. Lines are open. 615-475-7864. Active shooter in Texas, Montgomery County is where that is. North Houston is what Real Bits said. Man, we're getting into a level of chaos that I think is only going to get worse. We've still got the midterm elections coming up. We've still got that coming up to this area. So I don't know what happens next. I don't know where we go next from this, but caller was muted. Well, there you go. Lines are open 615-475-7864. Christians are being under attack. I agree. There's more, what does that say? More woke right than them. Okay. Let me see if I can grab anything else. If there's any other live feeds coming through on this, it looks like Fox News's live feed is just the people standing in the street there. I want to find something about this live incident in Texas to see if we can get anything about that. If there is a active shooter in that area, that would be very interesting to find out. I don't think, obviously, that they're related to the White House incident, but we don't know for sure. I mean, I don't put anything past some of these people. Lines are open 615-475-7864. You're welcome. Oh, here we go. I might have a feed here. Let's see here. Oh, that's just that Nottingham County link. We have what is that? Okay. I'm still looking here. Let's go here and see this. This is this active shooting reported in Texas. I don't see any. Let's see if they've got a live feed. I want to see if they've got a live feed here, and I don't believe they do. No, or if it is, it's not live right now. Wow. Active shooter in Texas. We've got a shooter outside of the White House. Not good. This is too much for what needs to be occurring right now. Where we're at in the United States, we should not be having to deal with this kind of stuff on a daily basis. And I think it's only going to get worse. Suspect to open fire. Here we go. We've got an update on the incident at the White House. Let's see this. Apparently the suspect has passed away. So there are happy endings to this story.
Has died.
Here we go. Let's get this.
We just have a statement from the Secret Service who has updated that the suspect has died, according to the Secret Service. I'm just going to read this statement. They say shortly after 6 p.m. Saturday, an individual approached a Secret Service checkpoint in the area of 17th Street and Pennsylvania Avenue Northwest. A preliminary investigation indicates the individual approached. He removed a weapon from his bag and began firing at posted officers. Secret Service officers returned fire, striking the suspect, who was transported to an area hospital where he later died. They also confirmed that a bystander was struck by gunfire. They say it remains unclear whether that bystander was struck by the suspect's initial gunfire or during the subsequent exchange. No injuries were sustained by Secret Service. The president was at the White House and was not impacted. Again, this is
there you go. So the assailant has passed away. And now we've got to find out and put some pieces together, connect some dots. I'm going to go ahead and say he's probably a registered Democrat. That's just my gut instinct. Was wondering why he survived. Well, apparently he didn't. And it sounds like that story has a very happy ending, because I don't want the taxpayers to be paying for this clown like we're still paying for Major Nadal Hassan, that is in a military prison getting better health care than any of you or me. The lines are open. Feel free to call in 615-475-7864. If you're seeing something, let me know, because I would love to share that with everyone else. The White House shooter was in critical condition, and now he is, let's just say, no longer with us. Let's go here. Line, call back. I think you hung up. I was in the process of picking up that call. Feel free to call back. I think it was a 209 area code, and I'm not exactly sure where that is. Do you think they will say his name? I doubt it. I doubt it. I doubt that they will ever. Well, they will if it is if it's a white conservative, the guy's name, his sister's name, her brother's boyfriend's cousin's job will be listed. If it is a minority or an illegal alien or someone that has pronouns, we will probably never get that name. That's kind of where we're at. We all know that that is the way that it happens. That's just the way it is. Let's go line 3. What do you got?
Yeah. Hey, Ben.
Go right ahead.
Yeah. That shooter, one shooter's dead over in Texas, and then there's one underage that's injured over in Texas.
Where did you get
And
that
I think it's
information?
Democrat. I just looked it up on my phone right before I called you.
Okay. Well, thank you for that. If you can tell me where to get that, I will pull that up here on the screen, because
I just pulled up shooting in Texas.
okay. Well, thank you very much, brother. I appreciate the call. Thank you for the backup. There we go. We've got so much breaking news coming out. We're trying to get a deal done in Iran. We're trying to get lowering grocery price, gas prices. There are people that don't want peace anywhere. They want constant chaos. They want constant conflict. They want nothing good to happen. They don't want anything to be successful. And they would gladly see America fail rather than the president having one chance of success. That's 72 irate goats instead. You're absolutely right. Somebody's going to get lucky. The lines are open, 615-475-7864. Turn down the audio. You can see it scrolling right across the top there. These young men are framed. I don't know who you're talking about. If they are young men shooting at police, I don't believe they require any framing. Let's go here. I want to see about this Texas shooting. I want to see if we can find out any more on this. White House shooter, Montgomery County. This is, nope, that's from May 7th. Multiple victim shooting, units on the scene. At least 3 confirmed victims in Texas. 3 confirmed victims in Texas, apparently here. Units are on the scene. Shooting scene is still being secured, checking for other possible threats. Let's go right here and grab this call. Line 1, what do you got?
What's going on, shipmate? What's going on? I tell you, I'm pretty livid right now. I am livid, man. I can't help but feel like we're being pushed into taking, crazy actions. I was years ago, I had an old shipmate tried to recruit me into the militant left, right?
Wow.
He thought, hey, you make videos, you're influential, people listen to you, blah, 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 blah. And he didn't know my politics, because when I wore the uniform, I didn't talk politics.
Sure.
But he laid out what their plan was, okay? And their plan was to instigate hot conflict, left versus the armed right, people like you and me.
Mm-hmm.
Their goal was to establish only federal police force.
Ooh.
And the only way they were going to be able to get rid of the Constitution was by post-hot conflict. So I really think and all of this is playing out. This is years ago. This is like 2020 that me and him had this conversation. And I see everything playing out the way he predicted. I really feel like they're trying to instigate instigate us to react violently. They want the conflict because that's the only way they can get rid of the Constitution.
You know, they could suspend the Constitution. You know, the one thing that I've noticed is there are a lot of ex-military on social media spewing this hatred for the left, or this leftist rhetoric. I could name multiple ones. I stumbled across the guy this morning. He's a retired lieutenant colonel, Daniel Davis, I believe his name. I clicked in, it got suggested to me. It was just leftist rhetoric. I've seen so many people flip like this, and I thought predominantly veterans were somewhat conservative. But that's what it really bothers me whenever I see a veteran of the military go hard left. It's just wacko because they're like you say, they're anti-constitutional. And I just don't understand how a veteran can do that. You know, I don't get it.
Okay, well, thanks for covering all this. I'm going to give a shout out to Fred and Mrs. Dykes for letting you share your evening with the rest of us. So thank you,
I
Mrs.
saw
Dykes.
this come up and they were like, whoa. Fred looked at me. He's like, let's roll, dude. And yeah, my dog talked to me. Take care, brother. God bless you. That's a fellow Navy veteran right there, submariner. Yeah, Ben, that's true. How many of you believe that the left has become more militant? I put a poll up in the chat. 90% of you think more leftist militant groups are forming. Lord Spike Protein, MK Ultra. This comes on the day after Tulsi Gabbard stepping down. Her husband's got cancer. Lines are still open. Feel free. Chime in. Your important. Your opinion is important. And I've said it before. I've got the balls to take the calls. And if you want to challenge me on some of this stuff, feel free. But I believe the left is becoming more militant. How many of you think that this is going to get more violent the closer we get to the midterm elections? Midterm elections, I think we see real in the street kind of stuff. That's what I think. Christina, they're trying to bait us like they did on J6. Wait a minute. You mean people like Nick Fuentes telling people to go into the White House? Say it ain't so, right? Say it ain't so. I agree with you. And there is a large movement of people that want nothing more than chaos. They thrive on chaos. Let's go line one. What do you got?
Hey, how you doing?
Go right ahead.
Hey, just wanted to discuss this thing with J.D. Vance coming back to the White House earlier today in a hot sweat. Do we know anything about what's going on with that?
I can't confirm it, but I believe, kind of reading the tea leaves, and the deal that's supposed to be worked out right now or supposed to be announced tonight or tomorrow, that it had to do with this emergency phone call that the president of the United States had with Secretary Marco Rubio and some members of the Middle Eastern leadership. Hopefully, Iran is coming to some senses. If they value their civilization, if they value their people, I hope it was that. I hope it was only that. That's what I think.
Well, I heard we're getting our uranium back.
I hope that is the case because I don't think Iran needs to be trusted with anything. I don't trust them with anything.
You can't trust them with anything. You're absolutely correct.
It's like trusting Hillary Clinton with my wallet. I just wouldn't do it. You know what I mean? I just wouldn't do that. I'm sure you probably wouldn't either.
You know, if you were handing her your wallet, it'd be cleaned out before she got her hands on it.
Yeah. Yeah. And it would probably be ran up with donations to the Clinton Foundation. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you calling, man. Great call. Lines are open, 615-475-7864. Feel free. We'll take a couple more calls on here, and I'd love to get your opinion. And maybe not. Maggot Fuentes. Yeah, Fuentes is a Eric Tate with the $1 holla. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that, brother. God bless you. Let's go here. Line 2. What do you got? Turn the audio down in the background.
Yes, sir. I just walked away from it.
Okay, what do you got?
All right, I'd like to say that I've been a fan since the veteran biker days. We've long since left NJ, Communist NJ, and moved to North Carolina. And I had a couple of points I just wanted to make real quick. I can't believe that somebody had the gall to go after the president's family, number one. Number two, these people are getting crazier and crazier. They're coming out of the woodwork, what you said. And I appreciate your time and everything you do for our vets.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I'm glad you got out of New Jersey. You take care.
No,
let's go line 3. What do you got?
Hey, sorry, my audio's on. I noticed nobody's told you Happy Memorial Day yet. So happy Memorial Day, brother, and I do appreciate your service, man. Your show is awesome. So that's all I got to say.
Well, thank you very much. God bless you. I appreciate that. Typically Memorial Day, I'm glad to be off for the weekend. I don't look at it as a happy day. For the vets, they gave me freedom, and here's a little of what I owe. Thank you for my freedom. DC Power. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I really do. I really appreciate all the contributions on the channel. Somebody said Shabbat Shalom. I don't actually know what that means, but thank you very much. You can sign up to get my newsletter. That'll also get you on the list if you're interested in receiving some of these Bibles that I'm sending across the country. Make sure you put on there if you're a veteran or not. And I think that would be a great honor for me to be able to help some people get that. So there you go. The lines are open. You're welcome to call in. Give me your opinion on what you think is happening, because I believe what we're seeing is a spiral into chaos, a little maybe close to some martial law, maybe some level of, police being deployed into some of these dangerous cities. With that being said, this is the Ben Dykes Show. I'll catch you in the next one.
Chief of the Watch on the 1MC, pass the word. Dive, dive, sound 2 blasts of dive alarm, pass the word, dive, dive.
Dive, dive. Dive, dive.
Here we go again. Here we go again. Same old song again. Same old song again. Marching down the avenue. Marching down the avenue. We don't know when we'll be through. We don't know when we'll be through. They cry, a long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Heard it on the radio. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. U.S. Navy submarine. Recruiter just inside here. Recruiter just inside here. Turns out I gave them 5 years. Turns out I gave them 5 years. Had to get out of boot camp. Had to get out of boot camp. They won't like the smoking lamp. They won't like the smoking lamp. Now I'm a submariner. Now I'm a submariner. Rolling in the deep, sir. Rolling in the deep, sir. Top secret mission, hush, hush. Secret mission, hush, hush. No one's gonna find us. No one's gonna find us. 6 months below the ocean. 6 months below the ocean. Can't remember the sun. Can't remember the sun. Can't write my wife no letters. Can't write my wife no letters. And Tony's gonna get her. Tony's gonna get her. But I won't trade this life away. I won't trade this life away. Makes it worth the Navy pay. Makes it worth the Navy pay. I can't be a bobblehead. I can't be a bobblehead. Might as well just be dead. Might as well just be dead. Long, long time ago. Long, long time ago. Heard it on the radio. Heard it on the radio. Sounds so good to me. Sounds so good to me. U.S. Navy submarine. U.S. Navy submarine. Live, fly, live, fly. Fly, live, fly, live, fly, live, fly, live. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Coral Sea. I've been to Coral Sea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Korea. I've been to Korea. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Vietnam. I've been to Vietnam. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Desert Storm. I've been to Desert Storm. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Afghanistan. I've been to Afghanistan. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where have you been? Where have you been? I've been to Iraq and back. I've been to Iraq and back. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Hey, sailor. Hey, sailor. Where will you be? Where will you be? I'll be where I have to be. I'll be where I have to be. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for liberty. Fighting for freedom. Fighting for freedom. Live, cry, live, free. Cry, live, free. Live, cry, live, cry, live.
Okay, guys, gals, girls, this is Ben Dykes Show. Smash the like and subscribe on your way out the door. See you in the next one. Ben Dykes Show is out.
We could do boom shakalaka. We love the boom shakalaka, you know. Nobody booms and shakalakas as much as I do. I do it better than anybody. I invented it, believe it or not. A lot of people don't realize it.
Rock on, salute, God bless you. Bubbleheads forever.